Hi, my name is Teresa James. I am a health coach with Optavia, and I'm making this video for some friends of mine, some clients, um, and I just want to talk to them about this program and what it really means. um, I started getting fat when I was 14 and have been on a perpetual diet all of my life. I was either on a deprivation diet or a seafood diet. You see food and you eat it. And I grew from overweight to obese, and I was inches away from being morbidly obese. And at 46, 46 or 47, sorry, 57, I, after 43 years, I found this program and it changed my mindset. Um, the thing that I want to talk about and ask you is how soon after you lose your weight do you want to gain it back? Now, the reason that I ask that is that the Dr. A found the most perfect program. He left the medical field, practicing in the medical field as a critical care surgeon, um, because he wanted to create health and not just use prescriptions and surgery. And he found an absolutely perfect, predictable program in the 5-in-1, such that he would attach his whole life to this. Um, but he knew that there was a problem with it. He knew that it was perfect in getting people to drop weight and having success, feeling success right away, but that it wasn't sustainable. It was predictable, but not sustainable. And he looked at why it wasn't sustainable, and then he created a program around that so that it would change what's here. It's not about what we put in our face. It's not about the particular diet that we have. It's about our head. It's about what we think about. It's about our habits. And that takes time to change. Anybody can eat something, specific, the Biggest Losers can lose weight. Most of them gained their weight back after that show. It's not about the food. It honestly is about our head. Uh, the when you're doing the 5-in-1 height program, you'll lose weight. It's perfect. It's very scientific. It's very, very precise. It's 5 to 7 ounces of lean, and you have to check those ounces. You have to weigh them. You have to track it. It's 3 servings of low glycemic vegetables. Not all vegetables are on this. It's healthy fats, and that's determined by how much, what level of lean that you have. 5 ounces of lean gets no healthy fat. 6 ounces of leaner gets 1 healthy fat, and 7 ounces of leanest gets 2 healthy fats. Those are all required. After that, you can add up to 3 condiments, and only 3 condiments, and measure the 3 condiments. And you may have 1 snack. Anything that's on that list. And if it's not on the list, don't have it. If this isn't something that you can do, if that's not the program that you can follow to be precise, to measure, to train your brain how to look at nutrition facts on a label and see what their content for fat and carbs and protein and calories are, then you shouldn't do this program. You should find something else. But if you want to invest a short period of time, in 7 months, I lost 70 pounds, and that was 2 years ago, and I've never gained that back. I have a window, and I don't go outside of it. I don't have to be on 5-in-1 ever again. I just adjust my TEE, and I can explain that another time. But I just adjust, like what the doctor says, exercise more, eat less. And if you do that 5-in-1, you'll lose weight. If you're not doing all of that, if you're not having enough or too much of any of those, the lean, the green, the healthy fats, the condiments, and the snack, if you go outside of that very tight parameter, then what you're in is a deprivation mode. You are starving. You're hangry. It's not fun. But if that's what you want to do for a limited period of time, if you want to do this program, that science, you will hum along in your Optavia vehicle. It will take you where you want to be. How long before you want to lose weight depends on how you drive that car. There are 4 components, 4 parts to Dr. A's program. The first one is the fuelings. And you can drive this vehicle like Vin Diesel, like a unicycle, and just have the fuelings and be 5-in-1 tight. You can do that. And then what? Then you're back to exactly what Dr. A found when he found this plan, this program back in early 2000, that it was predictable and you'll lose the weight, but then you'll gain it back and probably more. I don't want that. Do you? The second component is a coach. I needed a coach. I knew when I started this program that I needed a coach. I needed someone to hold me accountable. I needed somebody who had been down this road before and could guide me to where I needed to be. I needed somebody who would help me find the answers for myself because I needed to learn them myself. I didn't want my coach to give me the fish. I wanted my coach to give me a fishing pole and teach me how to fish. That's my job as a coach, is to teach and to guide, to hold you accountable. I can't do that if we don't talk. I can't do that if we don't check in just for 10 minutes once a week. If you don't ask me questions, I can't. I don't know mind reading. I don't know where you're at. I don't know how you're doing on the plan. I don't know if you're in starvation. I can kind of tell because your order isn't a full order. And if you aren't getting enough fuelings, how are you in fat burn? And so I know that it's just you're using it as snacks through the day. And really, you know what that's called? That's called 5-in-1 jail. And it's not even 5-in-1, it's 5-in-1-ish. Yeah, they're great, nutritious meal replacements, and they'll help you, but you're not where you could be. You're not losing the weight, and you're in a starvation mode. The next component is your community. That's listening to webinars and listening to other people and their stories, listening to podcasts if you can't watch the webinars. It's being involved in your Steps to Thrive or whatever your support page is with your group and celebrating other people. When we surround ourselves with people doing the same things that we're doing and loving on us and a safe place to say, I had a bad week or I had a bad day or help me, I'm about to. When we help other people when they're having those kind of struggles, it strengthens us and it makes us better. But that community is critical. If it weren't, Dr. A wouldn't have put it as part of the program. It's not just so you can have fluff. It's not just so that you can read something. One of the things that I like to do an analogy about is that this is, when I started this program, it was my college course in my own health. And in order for me to learn anything, if I was going to become a teacher or an engineer, I need to move from where I am to being graduated. And if I just enrolled and paid my tuition, but I never went to a lecture, I never studied, I never opened the book, I never took notes, I never took tests and applied it, how am I going to be a teacher? How am I going to be an engineer? This is my switch of what I've been doing all of my life. And where did that get me? All of my life. Fat, unhealthy, unhappy, sitting on the sidelines, not being able to do the things that I wish that I could do. For what? So an investment in a course for myself and putting aside the time and saying, I'm just going to say every day I have half an hour that I am in my life book or my habits of health book, watching a webinar on the way to work or back, or doing laundry. I'm listening to a podcast because I need to fill my head with things that will support my program. And that's the last part is the curriculum, is doing that life book. Studies after studies. I mean, Dr. A is a research geek, and he knows that when we own something, it's because we've taken it from our head to our heart through our hand. When we participate in all 4 of the components, we hum along in our plan and we change the weight loss part, the fueling. That's to give us success. That's not how we're going to live the rest of our life. We're not going to be in this little box the rest of our lives. We are there until we get to the weight that we decide. Nobody else, we decide. And along with this Hummer that takes us where we want to go, there is another statistic that will help you to stay absolutely healthy. You are 600% more likely to stay healthy if you have a little receiver on the end of your Hummer and you have a friend or another friend or another friend, and you're helping them. You are coaching, you are accountable to them. You are 600% more likely to stay healthy if you're coaching somebody else. 1, 2, whatever. Because you're in it, you're thinking about it, because you're helping them, you're studying for them. I believe that with all of my heart, that when you help somebody else, the teacher is the one that learns the most. I hope that it's what you want to do to keep your weight off, to get to a healthy place, to transition in a healthy way, not just drop off and stop doing the plan, but transition properly so that your body can adjust and get used to additional food. And then learn how to do optimization. I've done another video on optimization. I've done a video on lean and green. If you're struggling to know how to do lean and green, there's a video for that. But one of the things that I wanted for you to know is that when you buy your food every month, that's the only thing that you're spending money on. I get a commission from your food. That's the only money that's coming out of your account, and I get a commission from that depending on the level of competency that I have as a coach. So you're not paying for me. You're not. You've already paid for me. You've already paid for your program. You've already paid, or your curriculum, and you've already paid for your community. Everything's already done. I have no ulterior motive in getting you to call me or talk to your coach. It doesn't matter to me in my day whether you do or not. I'm not trying to get you to do something that isn't for you. I want to help you be successful, and I've been down that road already. I know the landscape, I know the terrain, I know the sinkholes, I know the potholes, I know the steep climbs. I've been there, and I can help you when you get to them. I can't help if you don't respond and reach out. It really is important for us. I think it's an absolutely brilliant model that Dr. A came up with to have coaches, individual people all over the place. When I first started in December of 2018, there were like 27,000 coaches. And he could have set this up as a storefront and hired coaches. And you come in and you have a coach and blah, blah, blah. He didn't. He set it up so that it is communities, because community is critical. He set it up so that it is a person helping a friend, helping a family member, because those people are connected to each other. They love each other. They have relationships. That's what this is about having a relationship with somebody and not it being impersonal and clinical. It's about like a lily pond and just creating health in communities, in families. Mama gets healthy, dad gets healthy, kids get healthier, uh, aunts and uncles and sisters and parents. It becomes their new norm. And through doing that, we change the story of America where it we live for food. It's everywhere. It's any event we go to. It's anything. Think about when we were, you know, Adam and Eve or on the savannah or whatever. Food was whatever we could find. And it was on our head, where are we going to find our next meal? But it wasn't like food is now, where it's so easily accessible and delicious and full of things that are killing us. Dr. A wants for us to be healthy and to create healthy environments for everybody. And he's just brilliant. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this. It is a complete departure from where I had been in my life before. And I am over the moon excited about being a health coach. It's what I think about when I don't have to think about anything else. I think about the kind of posts that I want to make to help somebody. I coach through my Facebook page. I want to share and help people. That's my nature. If you have a nature like that, help somebody else. And then it holds you accountable. And then you're solid in it. Either way it goes, this is your vehicle. It has 4 wheels. How soon do you want to gain your weight back? Would you like for it to be never? Would you like to just... So here's a secret. What I want for myself is I want to be unconsciously competent in eating, like I am in driving. I can go to the store and not even remember the route I took, not even remember how I got there, because that's unconsciously competent. I want that with my eating. That doesn't come overnight. That doesn't come just because I lost weight. That doesn't come just because now I've been at a healthy weight for 2 years. It takes 10,000 hours to be proficient in something, a master in something. Tiger Woods didn't just show up on the golf course. He practiced, he sacrificed, he intentionally worked at his craft. This is your job. This is your health. This is your craft. You have to be intentional about it. If you were to get out of debt and say, woohoo, I'm out of debt, and then never look at your bank account again, how long would it take you before you start spending like a drunken sailor again? You will have to pay attention to your health like you pay attention to your budget. It's just a law. And that's not a bad thing. It's not the enemy. It's not restrictive. It's freeing. I want you to get healthy, and I want you to stay that way. I want you to be happy. How long is it before you gain that weight back? Don't. Drive the Hummer the way it's supposed to be. It's your choice. I'm here, or your coach is there. Get in touch with them, see what else you need to do so that this works well and that this takes you where you want to go. Know that you're loved.